Welcome to Centered Living Podcast. I'm your host, Kaylin, licensed therapist and mentor. And today I want to discuss how your childhood influences your life and your relationships as an adult. So how we grow up, how we attach to our caregivers and what they model to us creates the rules we carry for life. And these early dynamics shape what we believe love is supposed to feel like, how we relate to our emotions, how we see others, and how we move through the world. It all becomes the subconscious programming we operate from. The way you connect to yourself and others is built on that blueprint from childhood. So when we talk about attachment styles, whether it's anxious, fearful avoidant, or dismissive avoidant, we are really just describing the survival patterns your nervous system, your subconscious picked up based on your early experiences. These patterns aren't who you are, though. They are strategies you learned to stay safe and loved. And as children, we are reliant on our caregivers to feel safe and loved, and we'll do whatever we can to get those needs met. Now, problems arise when we do not update our survival logic around what love and safety is and how to get these needs met. And recognize you are not a powerless child anymore. You are not in that environment any longer. Someone with anxious attachment might have grown up feeling like they need to earn love by being perfect, helpful, and constantly emotionally in tune to others, while someone with a more secure attachment was likely met with consistency, safety, love, no matter what they were feeling or doing. These two people will walk through the world with completely different internal rules and associations about love, safety, and connection. And that's where the friction happens in relationships because the rules are different. The assumptions are different. And most of the time, we're not even aware that we're operating from a set of unspoken rules. And that's why communication is so important in relationships, not just to express needs, but to understand how the other person is wired, how they are wired to give and receive love. And here's what I see often is that many people with insecure attachment patterns confuses love with compliance, control, proving, earning their worth, because that's what was modeled to them. There's often this belief that if I meet all your expectations, I please, that I'll be loved, I'll feel safe. However, we have to update, again, that survival logic. You are no longer reliant on others to feel safe and loved. Unconditional love, on the other hand, is not about proving or performing. Unconditional love is grounded in self-love. The ability to love others unconditionally begins with loving ourselves that way, with patience, forgiveness, compassion, empathy. Unconditional love is committed to growth. Unconditional love wants the highest good for both people, even if that means growing through separation, reflection, or change. It also means acceptance. I can love you for who you are, but still not accept behavior that harms me. It means you hold compassion for someone's humanity, but also accountability for their actions. We also can't embody unconditional love without having boundaries. We have to have boundaries. Boundaries is a form of love. It protects love from becoming distorted. Many people have this misconception that unconditional love means no boundaries. But boundaries allows us to stay loving. Boundaries prevents resentment. When we overgive or tolerate things that don't align with us, that hurt us, love turns into obligation, exhaustion, bitterness. Without boundaries, love becomes performance. Boundaries reinforce emotional safety. They sustain authenticity. Now, conditional love is grounded in fear, control, performance, suppressed identity, authenticity. Conditional love is fear wearing a mask. When you operate from conditional love, you can often feel disconnected from how you feel, what you need, because you might have been so focused all your life on staying lovable, staying safe, keeping the peace. But true lasting peace, true unconditional love requires honoring yourself, honoring your needs, speaking up. You don't expect anyone to fill a void. You come home to yourself first, and from that wholeness, you are able to give and receive freely. When you operate from the distortion that love is conditional, you carry that distortion that you learned and picked up in childhood over into adulthood. The love that you experience can feel very fragile. It can feel like it's something you have to earn or chase. When you operate from truth, love feels like something you already are. Because it is true, you are unconditional love. Now, many of us weren't modeled with unconditional love, okay? We didn't get a true reflection of who we are, unconditional love, right? So if you weren't modeled unconditional love growing up, that's not your fault, but it does mean you were likely conditioned with distorted beliefs like love being conditional, or your needs don't matter, or to self-sacrifice to earn love. You now get to take your power back by holding up these beliefs, these rules, the roles you take on, and recognize, oh, this isn't me. This is programming. These things were projected onto me, and I took it as truth. And as you should, right? Because you don't know any better as a child. You don't have your analytical mind developed yet. But as an adult, you can reprogram your subconscious and let go of the beliefs and patterns you picked up that don't belong to you, that do not support you now as an adult. When you start dissolving distortions, like I have to prove myself to be loved, what returns is your natural state, feeling connected, safe, and loved from within. You start remembering you are naturally whole. You stop outsourcing your worth. You stop outsourcing your safety. You stop needing permission from the outside world to be authentically you. You stop chasing love and start embodying it.